Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and also support my small business at latricelimited.com. Real quick, I just want to show you my website, latricelimited.com. I have an array of different items. I have body butters. I have essential oil blends. Everything here is handmade. There's accessories, candles, gift sets. I'm actually going to show you the candle collection real quick. I have little 2-packs over here, single packs. I have 6 ounces, 3 packs, and I believe, and we have a 4-pack over here. So definitely support the channel and support the small business. And let's get back into the video. So today we're actually going to be talking about fentanyl, right? And how there was this crazy bust that happened. I have the article and I have like a couple little resources as well that I want to get into. And we're just going to get into it right now. Okay, so it says California drug dealers had enough fentanyl to kill 4.7 million people, y'all. That is crazy. So it says in Santa Ana, California, the Orange County District Attorney's Office said felony charges have been filed against 2 California drug dealers who had enough fentanyl to kill 4.7 million people. In a press release, the office said it has the country's largest drug bust in 16 years. And this part, we're going to get into this. I have a little part for that too. It said the office said a lethal dose of fentanyl is as little as 2 milligrams, and the bust recovered 20.5 pounds. 20.5 pounds, y'all. It says police recovered 821 pounds of meth, 189.7 pounds of cocaine, and the fentanyl, which was in pill form. Okay? They pulled over a minivan in March. All right. Now this is crazy. All right. They have the people right here. It says Edgar Alfonso Lamas, 36, and Carlos Regan Paredes, who is 53, were charged with 1 felony count of possession of sale of a controlled substance, 3 felony counts of sale or transportation for sale of a controlled substance, and 2 felony counts of possession of sale of controlled substance. All right. Wow. The 2 men are right here. It says the 2 men were also charged with 2 felony enhancements that the controlled substance exceeded 80 kilograms by weight, and 2 felony enhancements that the controlled substance exceeded 20 kilograms by weight, or 400 liters by liquid volume. So, you know how I said right here, it would say this is the largest bust in 16 years. So I actually have, I believe it's on this one, and I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but it says at the top, it says seizure of 737 pounds of cocaine and 64 pounds of high quality crystal methamphetamine. It says on Tuesday, March 1st, 2005, an investigation discovered jointly with various federal, state, and local agencies cumulated in the seizure of approximately 335 kilograms of cocaine, so approximately 737 pounds, and approximately 64 pounds of high-quality crystal methamphetamine at approximately 10 a.m. So that's what they were referring to when they said, 16 years ago, because I looked and I'm like, okay, was that 06 or was that 05? And I found out this is what it was. So I was looking and I'm like, well, how did these people get caught? All right. And everything that I show you guys, I'm going to have it linked down below. So if you guys do want to look at it a little bit further, more in detail, whatever the case may be, you're free to do so. So I was looking, I was like, so how do you guys get caught? And here's a little bit, and I'm sure you guys may already know, okay, well, this is how a person gets caught, okay? Someone rats them out. Well, yeah, essentially, that's what this article was saying. It said the first step in a most significant drug arrest is developing a suspect. It is possible that a traffic stop coincidentally leads to a major drug bust, but it's very unlikely. It says more often, quote unquote, word on the street, or you have like an expensive lifestyle. Maybe you got Lamborghinis, Porsche, maybe you got Maseratis, and they're looking like, well, how do you get that? You know what I mean? How do you get that if you make it 30 grand a year? Something's not adding up. So it's usually stuff like that. Maybe there's a rat in the room somewhere, So that's really how they'll find out, and they'll be like, okay, now let's keep eyes on you. Let's tell you, there's something that, they're doing this stuff for years and years and years to be able to get that bust, so that's what that is. So it's not something that's just like, oh man, it's so easy. But yeah, I did want to give you guys some little tidbits on this and fentanyl in general. And said fentanyl is often added to powders like cocaine, capsules, pressed pills meant to look like prescription medications, Xanax, and much more. And they were saying that it is very likely, and they actually give a look right here of what the real stuff looks like and what the fake stuff look like. And when you see this, and they even give you names on here and whatnot, but look at this. Look how close. If you just are picking something up, are you really going to be like, man, this looks like the fake stuff? No, you're going to be like, oh, well, it looks close enough. Look at this. I think the Xanax on the fake looks better than the real one. It's more defined. Look. It's crazy. It's crazy how much these really look like each other. And they give you the street names and whatnot, 30s, M30s, which I never even heard of any of these. And they were saying that it could be lethal and, pretty much just check your stuff. That's really what it is. But yeah, this article has like a lot of cool little facts on here too. So definitely check it out. But something that got me, and that's what's going to lead us over here. It's this whole, let me enlarge a little bit. It's this whole, who makes this stuff? How does it get into the US, right? And 3 places, I found an article and 3 places actually popped up for this, right? China, Mexico, and India. So this has a little bit to it. I'm just going to read like the first paragraph or so to you guys. And like I said, everything's going to be linked down below if you guys want to look at a little bit more of this. But let's read right here. It says China. Currently, China remains the primary source of fentanyl and fentanyl-related substances trafficked through the international mail and express consignment operation environment, as well as the main source for all fentanyl-related substances trafficked into the United States. Did you guys get what I just said? The main source for all fentanyl-related substances trafficked into the United States is coming from China. What? Seizures of fentanyl sourced from China average less than 1 kilogram in weight and often test above 90% concentration of pure fentanyl. Crazy. Now let's look at Mexico. It says Mexican TCOs are producing increased quantities of fentanyl and illicit fentanyl containing tablets, with some TCOs using increasingly sophisticated clandestine laboratories and processing methods. Talking about glassware or whatnot. DEA, working in conjunction with the Mexican officials, have seized and dismantled numerous fentanyl pill pressing operations. Okay, so we know that this is the primary source that's going from China into the US. And they have a system where they're making it into the pill form. That's what it appears to be. And that's really what's going on. But I did want to read this last part. It says high volume loads, kilogram seizures often contain less than a 10% concentration of fentanyl. And look, in China, it says often tests above 90% of concentration of pure fentanyl. And this was 10%, which is interesting. And let's go to India. It says in 2017, the DEA provided information to India's Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, resulting in the takedown of an illicit fentanyl operation in Indore, India in 2018. DEA reporting indicates an Indian national associated with Sinaloa cartel initially supplied the organization with fentanyl precursor chemicals, NPP and ANPP, after which a Chinese national also affiliated with the Sinaloa cartel would synthesize the fentanyl and traffic it from India to Mexico. So this is, it's crazy. It really is crazy how, So everyone is like, man, this fentanyl thing is so crazy. So it's, oh my God, it's going out of, it's getting out of hand. You look at Philadelphia, you look at so many people who have died of this being laced with, lacing with whatever, whether they're putting it with heroin, crack cocaine, whatever the case may be. Oh my goodness. Well, where is it coming from, y'all? That's the first thing. Okay, you get all these drugs. Well, where's this stuff coming from though? China, Mexico. China's making majority of it, and they're shipping it out. Mexico, India. Wow. I didn't even know it was coming from all these different places. And I'm sure there's more to deep dive, but definitely let me know if you guys want like a really hands-on video where, we're breaking this stuff down like tremendously. Tell me if you guys are interested in something like that. Then I could definitely, do this and bring somebody in with me to have this discussion with you guys. But it's just crazy how much destruction this stuff has caused. I mean, you have so many different celebrities and people, just regular people, who have died from this stuff. Like they said, the stuff is like, what, 60 to 100 times more potent than the regular stuff that you would get. They were saying like the legal or whatever medical purpose of this is for like pain management or whatever. But, and this also goes to the big pharma and stuff like that. If you look at big pharma, they're like, well, yeah, we have drugs that, people get addicted to, but y'all stuff is bad though. Okay, y'all stuff is bad. The weed, bad. Cannabis, marijuana, you got all that stuff is bad. Well, cigarettes. Well, we talked about that, but let's stop talking about how bad this stuff is, okay? Well, what about your regular stuff that you have? Well, our stuff is not as bad as your stuff is, though. And that's the problem. It's like you could get people addicted. You've heard so many people who got addicted to opioids, something that they were actually prescribed. Here's a slip, and they actually got addicted to this stuff. And they're like, man, I need that Vicodin. I need that Vicodin, And it's like, well, is that really our fault though? And you just see how twisted these people truly are, and what's going on. You see how it's coming in here, and it's like, well, are there any repercussions for these people? China, for example, are we gonna crack down on them because they're the one who's making it and is coming over here? No. Anything with Mexico, India, are we going to try to stop it? Or are you okay with it happening? And when I say you, I mean, I'm referring to the government. Or are you okay with it happening? Because you're like, yeah, let's see them destroy themselves. And I kind of feel like that's what they're okay with. They want to, all these rich people, they want to look and be like, yeah, you guys are destroying yourselves. Just hopefully it doesn't come into our community. But y'all can do whatever y'all want. Okay? Let's keep the violence going. Let's keep the agendas going with hatred, with you guys killing one another. You guys killing yourselves. Let's keep that whole cycle going. And I don't know. I feel like that's really what this is. Otherwise, you guys know who the source is. This. Guess where it came from? DEA.gov. This isn't some, conspiracy theory or something that people are like, oh, well, I think maybe. No, this is the government telling you where this stuff is coming from. And this was from years ago. So you're going to tell me that you can't stop it? You can't stop something from coming into the border, any kind of way? No? So I just find that to be interesting. Just getting back to the story, 4.7 million people could die of this. I mean, you had pounds and pounds and pounds, meth, coke, fentanyl. And what they do, they put that stuff in there, the fentanyl, to stretch out your pure product. So you have pure product of heroin. I put your fentanyl in there. Now I can stretch it out to about here. But this stuff is more deadly. You have people who are taking it and don't know that they're taking it. They think they're getting cocaine. They think they're getting heroin. And hey, should you be taking it anyways? That's not up for discussion. I'm not even talking about that right now. I'm just saying, if you are taking it, okay, this is what's happening. People are taking the stuff at unknown amounts, and they don't know. at all. Like, okay, well, this is what, because I know I bought Coke, well, this is what's supposed to be in here. And then you're dipping some other stuff in there. And this is how people are dying of these overdoses, you know? There was just this guy, he played I think, was it Michael Williams? He passed away from an overdose. But it was laced with fentanyl. And that's the thing. Nowadays, people they're just throwing this stuff out like it's okay. And they're like, okay, well, I mean, if you can't handle it, I mean, that's on you. You know, and, you know, they started doing this thing where they're going to track down on the drug dealers and whatnot. You know, the argument be made, well, you shouldn't be taking that anyways. Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about right now. You know what I mean? So that's the problem that I have. That's what's happening right now. People are losing their lives over this stuff. There's no help to be given to them. You know, there was a lot of mental health things, you know, and this is more addiction than anything else, but still, there's a lot of things that were shut down years ago during Reagan's administration. And that's why you also have the rise of homeless people. That's why you also have the rise of, you know, violence and all this other stuff that's been going on. You know, you got to help people out. These are your people, and you act like you can't help them out. But those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions. I would love to know, hey, did you guys know that this is where fentanyl was being manufactured, produced? Did you know about anything that I told you about? You know, maybe if it's like the street names for it, which I didn't even know about. Definitely, I would love to know down in the comments down below. But until then.